I guess we might as well start this week off with some elk. We have a really nice bull out there. I've been fighting my iPhone this morning, trying to make it focus, and have not been able to have much luck with it. I had some really nice looking shots and good video of him, except it was not in focus, so it was not good video. It would have been good video, I'll put it that way. But I finally fooled around here and got the thing focusing pretty decently. And you can see he's a beauty. There's one of his cows. He's got a bunch of cows running around. They've been all around the house this morning. I've been watching them for an hour or so while I've been fighting to focus on my iPhone. He looks beautiful down there. That's a big, beautiful fat cow. I think he likes fat girls. She's a beautiful animal. There's no doubt about that. And I think he's trying to get down there around the water. I kind of lost him now. He's back in behind some stuff there. There he goes, walking up there. He's popped out of that bottom. Gonna walk on off in the woods, but we got a nice little look at him. He is a big, beautiful bull. He was bugling out there this morning. I heard him bugle. The leaves are falling. We didn't have a lot of color because it was just so warm all winter. Oh, and by the way, it's going to be above 80 degrees today, maybe close to 90. Set another record. And there he goes. We might see him somewhere after a while. We'll keep an eye peeled for him. A great way to start a day, though. Great way to start another week. You take a look at that. Wow. We had a bunch of geese in the yard before daylight. Oh, those gobblers are chasing those hens around. Guys, it's wintertime, not springtime. Look at that. There's a bunch of them. And there were also 25 turkeys in the yard this morning, and I did not video them either. That feeder's gone off, that Texas Hunter feeder. At least the birds really like Southwest deer food. Take a look at them. They're up close. Where are they, if I can find them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. 6. They're just eating acorns and stuff. That's a... Right there somewhere was a little gobbler right there. They're eating those baby acorns, those little small acorns. That's gorgeous. And we had the big elk in the yard this morning. That's a gobbler running right there. That's a young gobbler. They call them jakes. Yeah, they know how to gobble, though. They know how to strut. God, look at these things. They're almost in the house. I mean, they're almost in the house. There's a jake right there. The hen, to see the difference in the two. And, of course, the little jakes are quite a bit larger. You can see the little darker colors on their back. They got a little bit more red beginning to show in. Those birds were just born this year. They're right here on top of me. They probably can hear me talking. A bearded hen. That is not a jake, it's a bearded hen. See all that brown in her tail. Pretty nice little beard. Pretty nice little beard. They're right here. That's how close they are. That's a little jake there. He's got a little beard sticking out already. Not much, but there's a little bit sticking out. And they're moving on. We might be able to get a picture of them in the front yard. That is just a gorgeous deal, though. What a deal. If you like wild turkeys, and I love wild turkeys, that's just quite a treat for a guy like me. And there they go. I've run out of window to shoot from, and they have all exited, heading toward the end of the house, and might go around front. Oh, there's one more. All right, guys. Oh, there's one more. Are you crawling out of a hole somewhere? That's special. When you see all of these young jakes and hens around, makes you feel really, really good, because you know that you've done a decent job in taking care of the predators, skunks and coons and possums and coyotes and bobcats and things that destroy turkey nests and catch baby turkeys. And but you wonder, where are all the big birds? Well, the big birds are together too. And you look out there, and there's some gobblers out there. Big gobblers out there. I'm out as far as I can go on that phone right now, and it's not staying focused as well as it should. But that's 4 big boys out there, maybe 5 big boys out there, maybe 6 big boys out there. All of them together. Those are big gobblers. You can see they're carrying on. There's several of them there. They're kind of harassing a younger jake, it looks like. There's 6 or 7 big long beards. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe 5 or 6 long beards and a couple of jakes. You see the big ones out there, and they're running those jakes off. Those jakes went out there to kind of team up with them, and they said, "You're not big enough or tough enough or old enough to run with this crew." And that's a big bunch of gobblers out there. See them long beards? Those aren't real old gobblers, but they're nice gobblers. You see how much larger than they are than the other jakes that are out there. That's a jake over there too. Jake going off out that way. Lots of hens still around. Kind of scattered all out through the woods down there. But those big long beards are out there. They all run together this time of the year until springtime. Of course, it's getting late in the evening, so everybody's thinking about getting up in the roosting. But with the turkey populations down all over the South, we've really done a good job of managing here on the Eagle, I believe, because we seem to have more turkeys than many places in the South. And well, it's not by accident. We don't just let it happen like a lot of wildlife departments do. We work on it. And unlike what most wildlife departments believe, we believe that the predators, the ground predators, are a big challenge to raising turkeys, and they wipe out whole broods of nests and stuff while those wild turkeys are still in the egg, destroying nests, coons, possums. Of course, obviously coyotes and bobcats and everything else will destroy those too, but coons and possums, coons are really bad. Eliminate some of those nest destroyers, and you're gonna have more birds. And wait a year or two, and you got a bunch of big birds like those big gobblers. I love it. Holly, I looked out there. I looked outside and saw this huge shadow in the yard, and I thought, what in the world is that shadow? And it's a baby elk, a baby bull. It just got spikes. It's his first antlers, but he is a huge animal. Huge animal. It's going to go right under the front deck and get out of sight. I guess he's a big boy. He is a big boy. He walked out there. I saw a blue heron fly. I thought, wonder what scared that blue heron. And I saw this huge shadow going across the yard. I changed to a different window, looking through the deck. There he is, a big old elk. Big elk, even though he's just a young one and a baby, and even though he's just a spike. He'll have big, beautiful horns someday. They're loving feeding on that ryegrass in the yard. Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's a bunch more. My goodness. Look at all the elk. Look at all the elk. Ah, look. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's like 3 of those are babies. There's more coming back behind. Another big cow. I don't know how many are back there. Just a beautiful herd of elk. A lot of meat right there, boys and girls. History is a lot of meat right there. You talk about some good eating. Those small calves are big. There's really a couple, 2 or 3 years class of elk there. Oh, there's another one. And another one. They just keep coming. Somebody's got a hole over there they're letting them out of. Just more and more and more. Wondering where that big bull is. Seems like there'd be a big bull out there with them. Oh, that's a big herd of elk. My gosh. They just keep coming. That is really something. Holy cow. If that baby bull has got all of those cows and calves, he must really be a stud. That's all I can say. He must really be a stud. Either that or the rut's completely over. Where is the big bull? No bull at all. Calves. Look at the calves. Oh, Daddy boy just showed up. There's Daddy. And these are my children. And that baby bull's probably belongs to him as well. Born last year about this, or bred last year about this time. Got spikes, but there he is. Oh my goodness. Is that spectacular or what? That is nice. He's the king. They just walk differently. He knows that these are my women. All of them. I fought for them. I earned them. They all belong to me. I got to figure out and get that deck fixed. Get my glass up there. Remove that part of that deck there and replace it with glass. My buddy Tommy Renfro down in Texas does glass work. He told me he could get that at a fairly decent price. He just needs to find the time to come up here and look at it and figure out what he needs to do to repair it. I want to put that glass rail around that and maybe let that stand on its own, not even be, I'll just be attached to the deck, but actually standing on its own pillars on the ground. That's magic out there. Wow. I better take a shower. Get ready for church or we'll be late. Everything but deer this morning. We have elk. We have turkey. And we have wild geese. Canada geese. I don't know if you say wild geese or tame geese. That's a pretty good bunch of them right there. Coming up in the yard. Again, they love that ryegrass. We overseed that Bermuda grass with ryegrass, and the rye grows during the winter. And we just go out through there with a spreader and spread it out. It doesn't take over the Bermuda grass, obviously, but that's a good little bunch of geese out there feeding right on the edge of the lake. There's several of them right on the edge of the water down there, as well as in the yard. And no, probably 12 or 15 there, I suppose. Probably a couple of litters or hatches, whatever you want to call it. But they're beautiful out there this morning. The sun's shining on the lake, makes the lake glisten. It's always beautiful. It's a beautiful fall morning. We are finally getting some color on that mountain over there. I know that I can see it pretty good. See the color. It's not really showing through the camera because a little bit of shade in there. I guess maybe I'll open the door. Might help. Oh God, what a beautiful day. Amazing, amazing, this kind of weather at the end of November. But you can see the mountain does have color on it. It's pretty green down that way. The leaves are more dead than they are color, but there is some color in the hills. Finally. And it's not brilliant, it's not bright, but it is some color. God blessed us with warm weather and not quite so much color. Absolutely spectacular though, and I love it a lot. And that sun shining on that water, is that great or what? God is good. We're heading to church this morning, and then to First Baptist Kingfisher this evening to speak there at a big camo event. I'm wearing full camo. Chris has got camo on. We're cameled up for church. Hey, deer season is on all over the South. Fantastic time of the year.